Tell me, Corina, where your Bisquit roller gone? Don't you have to look lonely when you find your daddy moving on? I wonder what makes Grandpa crazy about my grandma so. She got the same old jelly that she had 30 years ago. I got something to tell you. Make the hair rise on your head. I got something to tell you. Make the springs cry on your bed. Sometimes you make me wonder, Mama, where you get your mama, where you get it from? You got your sugar from your pappy way down on the sugar farm. Bisquit Roller by Michael Hurley. A wonderful blend of old blues cliches and stuff that he stuck together. I don't know if there's an original line in it, but there certainly is an original approach. And the music is not done in a traditional way. He's got a wonderful feeling for having a new approach. And as far as creative original approaches, we'll have more of that later. It's show 58. 58. I remember I was once 58. Those were the days. It's way near the beginning of the show, and I'm filming this way near the end of the show. It's all very subjective, and it moves around here in TV land. We can edit it, we can reverse the order, we can stack them, we can shuffle it like a deck of cards. All these pieces, we break the show into pieces and we put it back together and we make it better. And if we had twice as much time, we might be able to make it twice as good. I don't know. It's a very interesting idea. However, in art, there's a point when you have to stop working on it and you have to say it's done. And it doesn't mean nothing else could happen. It means, well, it means that you're done. And you move on to something else. You put your efforts into something else. It's nice to be back. It's good to have some tunes for you. It's still January. It's the very end of January, but it's still January. You may be seeing this in February. You may be seeing this in March. I don't know. You could be seeing it anytime, eh? The year 3000. Gosh, an archive that survives. How would this survive? The YouTube server is in an underground bunker. Well, who knows if there'll ever be anything that we could construe as Armageddon or Judgment Day or any of that. Global warming, hate it. It's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. The world has a disease. The world has a cold. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Love is all around me, and so the feeling grows. It's written on the wind, it's everywhere I go. So if you really love me, come on and let it show. You know I love you, I always will. My mind's made up by the way that I feel. There's no beginning, there'll be no end. 'Cause on my love you can depend. I see your face before me as I lay on my bed. Of all the things you said, made your promise to me, and I gave mine to you. I need someone beside me in everything I do. You know I love you, I always will. My mind's made up by the way that I feel. There's no beginning and there'll be no end. If all's on my love, you can depend. I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. Love is all around me, and so the feeling grows. It's written on the wind, it's everywhere I go. So if you really love me, come on and let it show. Come on and let it show. Come on and let it show. Love is All Around by the Troggs. I don't believe that one was written by the singer Reg Presley. I think it was by their manager, Larry Page. Very interesting story, that band, the Troggs. The Troglodytes, people who live in caves. Interesting. The Troggs are unique, or one of the unique groups, in that when you hear them, you can't tell who they've been listening to. They really sound original. Just great. And after Wild Thing, and a couple of tunes like that, they're the ones who did Wild Thing, in case you don't know that. They put out this ballad, and they actually had a hit with a ballad. It's great. Love is All Around. And by now, probably half of you only know it from, what's his name, Bill Nye, doing it in Love Actually, the hit movie Love Actually, where he prostitutes himself by doing it for Christmas and makes it into a Christmas tune. And then, well, anyway, if you've seen the movie, you know. And if you haven't, you don't. But it doesn't matter. Nice song. Love is All Around. Fontana Records. Light bluish green, I would say. The editing room. Say hello to the editing room for me. I'm going to do a song that I wrote, an arcane tune. I think it must have had something to do with my subconscious, because when I try and figure out just what the song means, it becomes so fragmented. It features a character called the Whore of Babylon. I didn't know how to express any other way, just the wanton woman. And then when I thought about the wanton man, I just thought of Mick Jagger immediately, who has made his reputation on being sexy. And of course, many others have too. They don't all have hips as slim as he does. Well, Rolling Ball, I must say that the garbage trucks here in Vermont, on the back of them, they say, "Watch every child." They're saying, be careful when you're driving. Watch every child. I took a trip to Maine, through Maine, I believe. I was going to Nova Scotia, and the garbage trucks in Maine said, "Behind every rolling ball comes a running child." Behind every rolling ball comes a shadow, speeding along where none can follow. Message in a bottle, join the outcasts club. We never close, we never give up. Where is she now, the whore of Babylon? Life of the party, where has she gone? Mick Jagger is back, Mick Jagger is back, back on the track, back on the street, back on his feet, looking for the whore of Babylon. Behind every rolling ball comes a running child. Drive carefully, that kid is wild. Behind every rolling ball comes a running child. Behind every rolling ball comes a running child. Rolling ball. Yes, recorded that back in '96 with Nick Cayano. Where is he now? Never mind where she is. Where is he now? Haven't seen him. I don't know if he still lives in town. But if he does, he has the master tape to a good session I did with that song on it. My son played bass. If my son ever sees this show, Joseph, that song is dedicated to you. And you did a great job on it. So did Nick Cayano, so did Michael Bradshaw. There was an engineer helping him. I can't remember his name. We recorded that in some studio in Woodstock, New York. I didn't get to see much of the town. This is an album which is essentially, here I'll put it right side up. It's essentially records that John Fahey liked. It's on Revenant Records. It's called American Primitives, Volume 2. And on this interestingly packaged double album is a song which is very rare. It's rare in that there's somewhere between 2 and 5 copies of the record that have survived, and that's it. And it was on Paramount. It was a Paramount 78. Paramount was famous for using bad plastic and bad pressing, and so their records didn't sound that great to begin with. And then, of course, if they were good records, they get worn out because the needles would wear them out quite a bit. Anyway, this is a song by Geechie Wiley. Very little is known about Geechie Wiley. She did about 3 records. She hung around with L.V. Thomas. Geechie refers to some tribe or something, a subculture called the Gullah. And so it's some kind of corruption of the word Gullah. Geechie, anyway. Just to give you an idea, this is from 1930, and a fellow was writing about this, doing the liner notes to this after John Fahey passed away. Not simply great music, but art of the highest order. Let's see. Its Last Kind Words is of such unique character through and through that it inhabits its own universe, vibrating in the air like a mahogany hen's egg held in the grip of unseen forces. From its weird harmonic structure, surging minor chord voicings, its willful corruption of folk lyric phrases, to its heartbreaking World War I era storyline, to its aching vocal, with an ultimate line rivaling any other for tenderness. That's the last line of it, which I won't tell you ahead of time. But yes, Last Kind Words blues is amazing. And it's featured in the movie Crumb. When R. Crumb puts a record on from his incredible collection of 78s, when he puts a 78 record on his turntable, if you know your records, you can tell from the label that this is not the one that's playing. But the director saw fit to play this one while we look at Crumb's work, and he sits there on a cushion in his record listening room and listens to another record. But we get the sense that he's listening to this one, of course. And they play this one. And so a lot of people have seen that movie. And so a lot of people have heard this song. Last Kind Words Blues by Geechie Wiley, 1930. And yes, it is sung by a woman. So it's got words that don't make sense for me. Last kind words that I heard my daddy say. Oh, the last kind words that I heard my daddy say. If I die in the German war, well, I want you to send my body, send it to my mother-in-law. I get killed, oh, please don't bury my soul. Just leave me out and let the buzzards eat me whole. When you see me coming, look across the rich man's field, and if I don't bring you flour, I'll bring you bolted meal. Down to the depot, I looked up at the stars, cried, Lord, if this train don't come, there's gonna be some walking done. My mama, she done told me, oh, just before she died, oh Lord, she said, daughter, oh, don't you be so wild. Oh, the Mississippi River, it's so deep and wide, I can stand right here, see my face on the other side. What you do to me, baby, never gets out of me. I swear that I'll see you if I have to cross the deep blue sea. The original record ends like that. It's 3 minutes and 3 seconds, and in general, records back then were 3 minutes. And so the guy goes, you know, you got 3 seconds to end the song, So she just ends it. I have a song for you from the fabulous team of Lieber and Stoller. Yes, one more tune by Lieber and Stoller. It was a Coasters song, and it wasn't one of their big hits. I guess I have to try and fake the different voices because they had 4 voices to work with, including a bass, and the bass singer did the punchline. But I have to do all of them. What is the secret of your success? The way you walk or talk or dress. You're so polished in everything you do. All the cats in town are imitating you. You got me puzzled now, come on, confess. What is the secret of your success? How come you make all those little girls faint? Some cats got it in some cats ain't. I'll see you driving in your Rolls Royce car. You ball the smoke a $20 cigar. Every Friday night you're out with a movie star. People point at you and say he'll sure go far. Just a year ago you were in an awful mess. What is the secret of your success? You're a devil with the women, but they all call you a saint. Some cats got it, and some cats ain't. Oh, in all the fancy places, they've heard of your fame. They bring the bill and you just sign your name. When you crack a joke, everybody laugh. The girls are begging for your autograph. You done tore up the country from east to west. What is the secret of your success? You've been able to achieve what most folks can't. Some cats got it and some cats ain't. Lieber and Stoller, I salute you. It's time for you to watch something else. Yes, it's time for you to go on. It's time for you to move on. Be nice to your neighbor. Get to know your neighbor is nice, too. You can trust your neighbors. You can't trust the people on TV. The people on TV are not your friends. Even I'm not your friend. I want to be your friend. I'm friendly. But it's the people who you live with and the people who are downstairs and across the street. Those are your neighbors. These are important people. They're your people. You have a community. It's the end of January. We haven't had much cold weather in Vermont. We haven't had much snow in Vermont. And that is very unusual. The unusual has, I'm afraid, become the usual. And I'll see you next week.